Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie, and this is your July 2022 Tarotscope. If you're curious about the decks that I'm using today, you can find a list of them in the description box below. You can also find links to my social media accounts, as well as links to information on personal readings and the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram. I'm very excited to jump into your reading for the month of July, Aquarius. We're going to be looking at what activations might be taking place in your life, how they might be showing up, getting some clarity on that, and getting some angelic guidance for you from your team. So let's jump right in and see what you might have going on for this month. Please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, what activations might Aquarius be experiencing throughout the month of July, please? Okay, thank you. Just the one. That's interesting. How might this show up for Aquarius this month, please? How might this activation show up for Aquarius? Okay, so I'm just going to pause for a moment because intuitively I'm picking up on this energy. Like I feel like I'm shuffling aggressively. I know that might sound a little weird, but it feels like I'm kind of like aggressively shuffling and I'm a little bit scatterbrained, or the cards feel a little bit scattered. So it's leading me to believe that there might be something going on in your life where maybe you're feeling a little bit scattered, spread thin, like you don't have all the answers, and that could be causing you to be a little bit irritable or aggravated or a little bit aggressive, like not your normal self, I would say. It feels almost like things are happening. And so trying to deal with those things, you may be kind of detaching. And it's really interesting, Aquarius, because one of the lower vibrational frequencies that's most, or I shouldn't say most, but that is attributed to your sign is that energy of being scatterbrained, right? So I feel like you may be pulling back and detaching emotionally and being a little bit impersonal or maybe rude or brutal, savage, whatever. And I feel like it's because you're dealing with some things. Like I feel like there's a lot going on around you, and that may just be in your mind. But I feel like it's kind of causing you to be a little bit aggressive or a little bit, I don't know. I don't want to say mean, but it kind of feels like maybe you're being a little bit mean. Let me know if that resonates with you. Like if you've just been dealing with some things, you're like, oh my gosh, I've kind of been an a-hole, actually. I don't know, you guys, we all go through it. So I'm not judging you in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like there's a need for you to like release fear around people judging you when you're out of sorts. Right? I don't know. Maybe that's something that you're healing and dealing with, but I did get this energy of fear coming through as well, which manifests in my body as like burpy energy. Right? So excuse me, but it's just the way it comes. And I feel like there's something here about like being fearful of people seeing you in such a way, or like holding on to judgment when you're just trying to deal with things and you don't have what they're asking you for, or you can't give what they're asking you for. And that can simply be just conversation, right? Maybe somebody asks you a question, you're like, I don't know, right? Like, I don't know. And I feel like some people could be taking that as you being mean. And maybe there's some fear there around like people judging you, but it's like, my God, will you let me just deal with the things? Right? So I don't know. Let's see. How might this activation be manifesting or thank you. Yeah, look how quickly that came out after I expressed that energy. Can we have some clarity on this, please? Can we have some clarity for Aquarius? Thank you. And some messages from Aquarius's angels. Thank you. Just the one. Yes. Okay. Short, sweet, to the point. Your angels are like, we know what we need to say. All right, Aquarius, the activation you may be experiencing is Hathor light codes, light immersion, full system upgrade, and power recall. It's interesting, Aquarius. For some of you, I feel like you may be going through, I don't want to say a dark night of the soul, although it may be for some of you, because nothing comes from nothing, okay? But it feels to me like there's this like full system upgrade and things are being brought up and you may be being triggered by a lot, or what seems like a lot, because it's coming up for you to actually move into the next stage or move into the next portion of your journey, right? And so it's like you're going through this upgrade experience and things are coming in to be released so that you have the room energetically to bring these things in, bring these upgrades in, allow this immersion to take place, and to really be allowed to step back into your power as a soulful being, as a divine being, right? I feel like this also maybe what could be like attributing to that kind of scatterbrained energy, that kind of energy that's making you seem or feel a little bit more like aggressive or annoyed or whatever than usual. And I feel like it's because these things are coming up. And even if you don't necessarily recognize what's happening, I feel like these things are coming up for you to hopefully see them and deal with them or learn from them, right? Like, for example, if somebody says something and it sets you off, there's a reason, right? There's a reason that thing set you off. And it's your job, your responsibility to figure out what that thing is and to change it, right? So if somebody says something that, I don't know, makes you feel like unworthy, why do you feel that way? Why is that triggering you, right? Because I feel like it's coming up for you to move it so that you can allow new things to come in. We have the reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, friendship. I do want to say to you that people who may be triggering you right now, if this applies to you, it could be like that's part of the soul plan that you created with that person, for them to come in and trigger you right now during this month so that you can grow. It is about that partnership and collaboration. This is really interesting, Aquarius, because normally when I get this card, which I haven't had this deck for too long, but normally when I get this card, it's this energy of like souls coming together and being reunited, right? Because it is a reunion card. But for you, I feel like this is information that's coming through in regards to these people, and you signed up to experience these things. Like, you made a plan to experience these things so that you could grow and learn through these experiences, right? Like, I need you to come in and trigger me with these words so that I move, so that I do things, so that I create movement, right? So that I can get this full system upgrade and get these light codes that I need in order to recall my power and really step into who I'm supposed to be while I'm here, right? It's really interesting to me. I also feel like for some of you, as you move through this upgrade energy, you could have potentially, here's that energy coming in now, those souls that are coming in who do, how do I word this? You don't feel judged by them. Like, even if you have these experiences where you're scatterbrained and going through the things and you don't really know which way to turn, I feel like they will just let you be where you are and understand that you're dealing with something, and that's okay. Like, you will move through the energy eventually. Or they could be saying like, hey, this is something you may need to work on, right? Which could be even more triggering. But I do feel like there are people coming in, or the people that are triggering you now are all for supportive reasons, right? These are all people who are essential to your growth in some way, shape, or form. You also have here, look at this, morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, and positive outlook. Yes, right? I feel like this is a lot about seeing the things that are happening as happening for you, not to you, right? I feel like this is getting that clarity and gaining that positive outlook. Maybe this reading is what does it for you. Maybe this reading is what turns the tide, as it were, where before you're like, why is this happening to me? What is going on? Like, all the things, like, I don't even know what the hell to do. And then you listen to this reading and it's like, oh, that's what's going on, right? I just feel like these things are happening so that you can essentially experience a new way of being, so that you can go through that full system upgrade and come out of one way of being and move into another. So again, maybe this is that positivity you needed, or maybe this is that clarity that you needed in order to understand what has been going on within you and around you. You have the Six of Swords in reverse. This is an energy of emotional baggage, unresolved issues, and resisting transition. So again, like I was saying, if you are, this is, the Swords is mind energy. Okay. It's your mind. Okay. So the changes that you're resisting, the unresolved issues, the emotional baggage, like these are all things that have been holding you back in your mind. And I feel like these could be some of the things that you are releasing, right? As these people trigger you and stuff like that, there could be unresolved issues that are coming up again, triggering you so that you can move on. The Six of Swords in the upright is transition, leaving things behind, again, moving on, and help coming in at the right time, right? So in the reverse, it's this energy of resisting that, right? It's that energy of needing to let things go, of releasing, of being triggered and experiencing that emotional baggage and seeing where you're resisting change so that you can move forward. And I do feel it's interesting because, again, the Six of Swords in the upright is that energy, or can be that energy of help coming in, like at the last minute, right? Like throwing somebody in the game, like, hey, tap me in, coach, so I can go help, right? And I feel like this may be showing up in your physical reality as people actually coming in. But do know, I want to say this again, I feel like I need to make it very clear. Do know that if people are triggering you, it is likely that there has been a collaborative effort in your soul plan before you incarnated into your physical body, where they signed up to do these things for you so that you could be triggered when you needed to be in order to grow and awaken and move into the next level at the perfect time. Okay. Yeah, you have the Magician here. This is essentially, I feel like I feel like there's an awakening taking place, right? And with this morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook, right? And we're talking here about like a power recall and full system upgrade. I feel like the whole point of all of this is, again, to move you in a new space. The Magician is the one energy in the tarot, so just before that is the Fool, so it's like a new beginning, right? And the ones in numerology do represent new beginnings, opportunity, and potential, also inspiration and momentum. And I feel like this is what is happening here, taking you from this resistant energy into a moving energy, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's gotten some traction. And I feel like a lot of this is understanding that you have everything you need within you. The Magician in your traditional tarot has a wand, a sword, a cup, and a pentacle, right? Each of the four suits of the tarot to signify that you have everything you need available to you. Right. And I feel like this is part of you calling back your power, part of you understanding like this is just part of how things go. Like this is me releasing things so that I can step in, playing the alchemist, essentially, which is the archetype of the Magician, and transmuting some of these lower vibrational frequencies into lessons learned, into things gained, letting them go so that you can bring in new energies and start to co-create your reality in a way that is positive, in a way that feels like a fresh start, in a way that feels like you do have the mastery or the ability to adapt to situations, knowing that you have everything you need in order to do so. This is fascinating. And you, so Aquarius, like you may have Capricorn beat. They had the quickest reading so far, and I have one more to go after you. And right now you are in the lead for being the fastest, most straight to the point, which I feel is probably your energy anyhow. But it's really interesting to me. Really, really interesting. So your angels want you to know you have here the miracle of prayer, Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you, Sandalphon, for delivering my prayers to heaven. I feel like there's part of you, again, that has been scatterbrained, and I feel like you've been like, God, really? Lord, really? Right? Like, seriously, this is what we're going through right now? Like, can you help? I need help. Send help fast. Right. And I feel like if this is you, if you're like, gosh, I don't know how much more I can take, I don't know how to solve this, I don't know the things, I feel like your prayers have been heard, and this is your confirmation. If you've been wondering, like, God, do you hear me? Because I don't know what the hell's going on down here. You've been heard. Right. But know, please know that when it comes to the manifestation of things, what oftentimes happens is you get this intuitive hit to follow something, to do something, right? And when you do, that is your number one, right? That potential, that opportunity, that door opening up for you to step through. So you may have been having, like, I feel like the reason why I'm getting that is because you may have been having things that have been presented to you and you're like, nah, I don't want to do that. Like, that's resisting transition, right? That's resisting the doors of opportunity. Okay. So I feel like I feel like there's some reason here why I need to say there may have been opportunities that have been brought to you or will be brought to you through the month of July. And it is up to you to take that action. It is up to you to say, okay, this is what I'm doing for myself. This is what I need to be doing. Right. And especially if it's something that feels really scary, know that it's not that you need to be afraid of it. And that's why it's scary. More oftentimes than not, it feels scary because it's unknown, because we can't control all the variables, because we've never been to this space before, right? So I don't know why or who this is for, but I feel like there's this energy here of really listening to your intuition and really allowing your prayers to be answered by receiving the opportunities when they present themselves to you, by taking them. Obviously, use your intuition and discernment and do what is best for you. But it does feel to me like there is this need for it to be made aware, like opportunities are presenting themselves to you all the time. Whether or not you take them is solely based upon you, right? So I feel like if you're looking for a change, if you're looking for things to, or a fresh start, essentially, like this is about you taking your power into your own hands and essentially being courageous, right? Stepping into, like, pulling that faith from within you and just moving forward, even though it may feel scary, right? So the bottom of the deck here for you is Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting the process. Yes. Dharma, trusting the process. I feel like this card is here at the bottom of the deck because these are the things that you're experiencing for your growth. It's part of your purpose, right? There's a need here for you to possibly step back a bit and allow yourself to really process exactly what's going on, right? Getting quiet, turning down the noise of the world. That means music, TV, kids, obligations, right? Giving yourself some time to be alone with you, right? Recharging your energy, getting a handle or finding your footing on what's going on. Again, trusting in that process, because this is part of, there's a purpose here for all of the things that you've been experiencing, right? There's a purpose and it's all leading you somewhere else. But again, you have to be willing to take those steps. You also have here whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer, and channel. Again, I feel this energy here. The inspiration part is standing out to me, and it's this energy of when your soul whispers to you to move, move. When you suddenly feel inspired, or like, oh, that might be interesting, or that might be what I need to do, or like, I feel like it's like that's your time, that's your go, right? I feel like this is a lot about trusting what your soul is whispering to you. Okay. You may also hear things, right? Like that you can't see in the physical world. Maybe your name is called. Maybe you just hear shifting or movement and you may be fearful of that. It may be freaking you out a little bit. I'm sorry. Excuse me for the burpy energy, but you may be fearful of that, right? You may have some fear around following your intuition, around hearing the things that you hear, right? Your name being called, perhaps maybe it stirs fear within you, but no, like these are whispers of your soul. These are whispers of your team. These are the things that are trying to lead you to where you're meant to be. I also feel like maybe what you don't see coming or what you don't know is that tapping into your creativity may be helpful for you in sorting through and sifting through these things that you're dealing with, right? Like maybe it will allow you to see what you need to see in order to transmute it and move forward. Okay. So for some of you, I feel like leaning into your creativity may be helpful. You also have here, look at this. You can't make this shit up. The Strength card in the reverse. This is doubt. This is not digging into that inner faith that you have within you and utilizing it. This is being afraid. Right? And maybe you wouldn't admit to that. I'm getting, maybe you would admit to that. Like, I'm not afraid of anything. Okay, but you are though. We all are. Like, I'm going to be real. We all are of something, even if you don't think you are. Right? Some of us are afraid of being seen. Some of us are afraid of not being seen. Some of us are afraid of being rejected, of being abandoned, of not being heard, of not feeling held, of being disrespected, of having our heart broken, of being whatever the thing is. Like, we all have fears, and it's not just things that go bump in the night, and it's not just um anything that's like, oh well, you're afraid, so like you're weak, right? I mean, the strength card can be seen as weakness, but I feel like you take that on as a weakness. And so instead of admitting that you're fearful, right, you're like, no, I'm not, and you just ignore that energy, which it just continues to kind of swirl around in there because you're not addressing it, you're not transmuting it, you're not becoming the alchemist, right? And I feel like this is something that you don't see, because I feel like there's a part of you that is afraid, honestly, to admit that you're afraid, or that you don't know what to do, or that you're kind of like lost in the sauce, right? Or you're like, I'm just going to stick my head in the sand, right? Like, that's what it feels like to me. Um but I do feel like there could be things coming in for you that help to, again, like, buoy your faith, like help to um dig into that inner strength a bit more and hopefully turn that around. You also have here the miracle of nature. Thank you, angels, for helping me to reconnect through nature and fresh air. So it's interesting. You have whispers of Mother Earth here, and then the miracle of nature. So I do feel like you could potentially be feeling called to get out into nature, right? Maybe go hiking, go to the lake, or the ocean side, or something like that, right? And I feel like that may be beneficial for you. I feel like, especially if you have the opportunity to get in nature and kind of spend some time by yourself, maybe going for a walk or something, right? I feel like that may be very helpful for you, because I feel like there may be inspiration or ideas that flow in while you are experiencing those quiet moments, right? While you're just kind of getting alone with yourself. I feel like your higher self, your guide, your team may come through in those moments. So if you are feeling like I'm at my rope's end, maybe go take a walk out or go somewhere out in nature by yourself and spend a little time with yourself. I feel like you may find answers there. Okay. So, Aquarius, that is what I have for you for the month of July 2022. I really hope that something here has been helpful for you in some way, shape, or form. If it has resonated with you at all, please do the YouTube things by clicking like or sharing and or subscribing. It really does help the channel to grow, and I'm so truly grateful to you for doing so. So thank you very, very much. Thank you for spending your time and energy with me. I'm, again, so very grateful for you. I cannot even express it enough. I hope that you have an amazing month. Please do know that you've got this. Whatever this is, you've got it, and God's got you. Take care of your beautiful soul, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.